Part 1. Wednesday the 16th of January 1980, written on Monday the 21st of January. I suppose since this is a sort of diary, it should have something about what is happening. The parting with Carolyn on Wednesday was sad, but tearless. I don't know whether this reflected her mood or how much she cried when the train had left the station. Whenever I asked her what she was going to do after I'd gone, meaning in the short or long term, she always said, cry. She told me on January the 6th that I had restored her love for me to what it had been before, after it had declined at the end of last term and the beginning of the holiday. I am not so happy to speak of love as so temporary that it can be more one day and less the next. I invented 3 layers of happiness once. There is the permanent happiness, the general state of mind that could only be altered by drastic changes or events. There is the more transient happiness that is decided by events, things to look forward to, and so on. Then there is the momentary layer that varies with mood, can be different from day to day, from hour to hour, and to continue from minute to minute. I can be uplifted by hearing Hide in Your Shell by Supertramp. It may be the same for love. The permanent love, I love Carolyn all the time, she says she loves me all the time, this cannot be altered. The transient love, this is decided by how well we are getting on, and both our general moods and attitudes to each other. The momentary love, when she does something beautiful, like cry after West Side Story, I can be overwhelmed with love for her, a lovely feeling. I'm not really trying to rationalise love, just saying it might be permanent and transitory. Now back to going. After the train left the station, I wasn't as sad as I expected to be. I thought I might cry and didn't. In situations like this, my state of mind is rather odd. Because of my resistance to erosion, I find it very hard to be sad, and very hard not to be happy for some reason. When I'm supposed to be sad, I think I ought to be sad, and would almost like to be sad, but there seems to be no two ways for me. If I am sad, I have to have little hope in my sadness, and as I had a little hope, I didn't feel very sad while thinking I ought to be. I often wish I could leave emotion to itself, but I can't. So my emotion was mixed, feeling I should feel sad while feeling reasonably happy. Back in Oak House, there was no rapturous welcome, and the only letter was a bank statement. I was the last to return, as most had exams. I talked to Paul Y, and he was the same as ever. He insists he wasn't, because his relationship with his girlfriend had grown a lot closer. But he is the same. Do I expect him and everyone to change their personality? No, but I can still lament on the sameness of it all. That was my thing of the time. I talked a bit about it the next day when Paul and I went round to Carol and Liz's. I kept singing, Nothing Has Changed, It's Still the Same, from Good Morning by the Beatles. I said, while it is reassuring in some ways to find people and things still the same, you can still get on the same with the same people. It is also somewhat disconcerting. Throughout the time you have not seen them, they have no doubt been the same all the time, and when you return, you find them still the same. I don't notice much sameness in myself, although others, if they bothered, might notice it. I suppose I have the same way of talking and still talk about the same types of things and have the same interests, just like everyone else. A change is often better than a rest.